Hello, Ed Spencer, Kirkland Road. I'd like to back up with, actually, let me start with what I was going to do originally. I was going to come down and say, I went down to Augusta today and testified in favor of new rules that DEP is developing concerning processing facilities. And I was going to give out my rose of the week to Charlie Hyman, who came down and testified, perhaps impromptu. He didn't do anything written. And he said, we don't want these processing facilities to become transfer stations for out-of-state waste. And I congratulated him later on that, and I said I would not do that myself. But as far as this Maine Green Energy Alliance, I've read about the situation in Biddeford, in a couple of newspaper articles from southern Maine and something in the Maine Biz. And apparently their mayor, Joanne Toomey, is in the process of detaching herself from both the Merck task force and this Maine Green Energy Alliance. And, Peggy, I haven't had time to really go through these documents. I just got some last night. And I was working on my presentation for today, but I think your name's on there. And I'm just wondering when the city council is going to meet. It sounds like, you're reading the paper, Old Town's part of this. Now, if Old Town isn't part of this, you have an obligation to call them up and say, we are not part of this. This is pending. We might be interested.
I'm not sure what you have for information, and you might not want to stand there and make accusations. What we've done with Casella is we did file with Casella for a $3 million grant, and the city participated in that. This Maine Green Energy Alliance, or whatever you're calling it, was specifically targeted for Biddeford, and they were all on board. It's only recently that it's been offered out to the city of Old Town and to the town of Camden, because Biddeford has turned that down. I still don't know enough about it. What we've been participating with Casella is to try to figure out a way to safely and fully deal with the landfill gas. Okay? And so there's nothing that's been done here.
So you have signed an application to the Department of Energy?
We signed an application for a project.
Okay, so let's back up. When the last council meeting I was at, I can't remember which one it was, there comes a section, what's the city manager's report? And, to me, I think something of this nature, even just applying for a multi-million-dollar grant should be part of the information that is, disseminated to both the council and the citizens.
Well, the update, the manager's update, Ed, is more so for the council, and when I talk to Peggy on a weekly basis, she updates me on certain items that the full council does not know about. But this thing you're talking about is not ready to come to the full council because we have not signed on to it. So if I'm not ready to tell the full council, I'm not ready to tell you yet. And that's the bottom line. Because we have not signed on anything. If you're seeing documents out there that says Old Town, that's not us saying okay to do that. And I'm not sure what you're seeing.
So Old Town has given no approval to go ahead with any energy projects?
On this main...
We're still in negotiations, and it's premature to talk about this in public session.
Okay, so my request is that this Maine Green Energy Alliance and associated issues be put on the agenda for a future city council meeting. And also that before the city commits to participate in anything of this nature, that the city council can be in a public hearing and then vote. I don't think we want a situation where the commitments have already been made, and then if the citizens or the city council object to it, they're going to say, well, it's too late, the money pipeline's already flowing, they're going to jeopardize some grand weatherization scheme or something like that. That's what I'm afraid of.
This council has never done anything close to or voted on anything that the citizens haven't had an opportunity to speak about. Applying for a grant is far different from receiving it and spending it. Once the grant, if we know we've gotten it, then these discussions take place. Applying for a grant is purely speculative, and we're in the midst of negotiations at this point.
So are the efforts of the city manager, and this is conceptually a little bit, to make arrangements with, say, a Casella or another business on projects, is that outside of the oversight of the city council?
What do you think? Where are you trying to go with this?
Maybe I
You know,
guess.
Ed, I think maybe you think that Peggy and David are operating a vacuum.
No,
They're-
no.
They're not. There's a working subgroup that's working on this, okay, by city council, okay?
Right.
And nothing's being done in a vacuum, and a lot of it is proprietary and behind closed doors, and the city is merely, I don't even want to call it a silent partner.
Premature.
A pretty
to talk
passive,
about it.
yes.
So if you like to talk about something else, we can.
But
This
the,
issue is
but the motivation here is we have a landfill that's flaring on 5 megs of gas or something, enough gas that could power 5 megs of power. It's a problem because there's an odor to it. And if the city can find a solution to that, that eliminates the odor, takes care of the gas, does something good for the environment, I don't see where you're going.
Right, but
So
I think we
that's
can
the
move-
premise behind what we're doing here.
Right, but we can move on to the next subject then.
Okay, well, thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to see you on the agenda.
Is there anyone else from the audience that would like to discuss an item on the agenda? Please come forward, state your name and address.